Hey guys, I hope you're having a great Wednesday. Today, I wanted to go over a few things with you today since I will not be in class, kind of about what you'll be doing, how that's going to correlate into helping you with writing your draft. First and foremost, I'm sure you have already recorded the homework that is on the board. This just to let you know that you need to have a draft finished whenever you come to class on Friday. We'll be working on our peer reviews. And so it needs to be completed, totally done. Know that you can either handwrite or you can type it, either one. You will not be allowed to go print once you come to class, so just be sure you have that ready to go when you walk into class, okay? As you can see on the screen, we're going to look over here at the instructions for class today. We already talked about kind of being ready for that homework that you've already read on the side of the board. And I'm sure you've already turned in your homework. Be sure that you did tear off that first page and you're able to keep it because that's something you can use to help you as you write your review. It has lots of helpful tips, kind of things to think through as you are writing your review. I'm sure you noticed from the review as you were going through and looking at your paragraphs that many of those paragraphs you won't have in your review. Those are definitely, like we said before, those are a little bit longer, more in-depth reviews, but it gives you an idea. What is the purpose of your paragraph? Be specific with what it is that you are creating when you are creating your review. 250 words, you will still have multiple paragraphs, okay? So, obviously you've logged into the Chromebook to get a quick overview of class. Now you're going to move on to something that I'm really sad that I'm not able to be here today for, is your blackout poetry. So to close out kind of Fahrenheit and some of the things that we're working on, what you're going to do is you're going to create your own blackout poetry piece. Ms. Barnett is going to hand you a random page from Fahrenheit. You can use either side. And what I want you to do is you're going to go through and follow the directions to create your own blackout poetry based on anything that is kind of thematically related to Fahrenheit 451. Maybe it's something that you took away from the story. Maybe it is something that's a poem or piece that you created based on the story itself. So go through and it has the directions there listed for you. So you're going to go through first whenever you get your page and you're going to underline certain words. You can see mine that are there in the little picture down below. It's a little blurry, I know. Underline those words and those phrases that you find in pencil first. And then you're going to go back and you can use map colors, you can use your markers, whichever one that you have to black out the rest of the page. As you go through, your poem should make sense. And remember that your reader will read from top to bottom, left to right, like they would a normal page. So it needs to be in order so that whenever they read it, they're able to follow the piece as they go through. So be sure the last part of this is that your name is in your favorite color. Sorry, not black, not pencil. In the bottom right-hand corner of your page. This way you'll get credit for your blackout poetry piece, and also it just kind of looks cool whenever you have the different color that's there in that bottom right-hand corner. So in case you've never seen blackout poetry, I want to kind of give you a couple just examples. You have this one here, this is a very basic one. Sometimes your words may still show. That's okay. Use black whenever you're blacking out the words as you're going through, but it's something where you're able to go through and kind of create a poem. Now this one has a long line at the beginning. Try to kind of stay away from that. You kind of want to be able to see where it's like kind of chopped up and moved through the piece itself. Okay, whenever you get the long stretches of words, it's kind of almost like you're just copying someone else's sentence. So think about it. Write about it to kind of form your ideas. Before you start blocking out, do use that pencil because I promise you it helps you so much, okay? Now for my creative people, my artistic people, if you are feeling the need that you would like to add a little bit of artistry into your blackout poetry, go for it. There are multiple different kind of ways and kind of different ideas that people use to create their extra images in their blackout poetry. So if you feel that need, go for it. Just keep in mind that you do have, I think it's about 45 minutes to work through your blackout poetry. So don't get so hung up that, you don't end up finishing that piece, okay? So if you are creative and you want to play with it, feel free, go through, create some of these really kind of neat pieces that you see that people create through their blackout poetry as they're creating the different poems and ideas, okay? Notice it is the black part that holds the words to their poem, okay? So quick thing for that, you'll do your blackout poem, and then go back to instructions here. After you finish your blackout poem, you are going to hang this outside of the classroom. So if you're walking out the door into the hallway, put your L's up and know that you're going to go to the right of our door. And kind of where we hung the agree-disagree cards. I want you to kind of put your poems out there on the wall. They don't have to be straight in order. You can move them around, but put them right there close to our door. Don't tape over anybody else's, but do kind of find your own space to kind of put your own blackout poetry piece. Okay? And after you finish your blackout poetry today, you're going to go through and you are going to preview children's books. Everybody has a favorite children's book that they read growing up, and so today we're going to kind of pull out a couple of those. You will be given a book that Ms. Barnett will give you, so who knows, you may end up with Green Eggs and Ham. You may end up with another favorite of like Click Clack Moo. These books, you will use different copies, different ones to go through and practice reviewing them. The handout that you picked up when you came in has a bunch of different questions, talking about the text, talking about if there's illustrations, also kind of looking into the weight of the author's style. This is for you to go through the children's book and really look to see, okay, so what did this author write? How did they write it? This will help you also when you're reviewing it. Was there lots of repetition? Was there rhyming that was used? Is it maybe also used about the cinematography of it? What is it that they used that made this piece good, bad, made it work, made it didn't work? Whatever it is that supports your position and your argument in your piece. Okay? So you have those directions that are there for you as you do your children's book review. For the children's book review, you're going to split up the jobs that are there. So you are going to turn into me 3 pieces of paper by the time it's all finished. So you will have 2 people from your table who will do the first section of the paper. And then you will have another 2 that will do the second portion of it, and then another 2 will do the third portion. If you have more or less, adjust the groups accordingly. Do not go over 3, and do not just leave a section blank. Okay? So go through and review your children's book as a table. Do a read along. Open the book up, read the book out loud again to refresh your memory, and then start diving into the text to really look at it, okay? See what you find, make those kind of decisions, answer the questions about the children's book, staple all 3 of those pages together, and turn that into the tray for your table. Keep the children's book handout because that's another resource you have for helping you to write your review that you're going to write over whatever genre you create for the performance task. Last but not least, sorry guys, wanted you to have the opportunity to work on your draft. Take this time in class to work on your draft, okay? This is not a study hall. It is not time to be talking to your friends. It is time to be working on your draft. This will help you reduce your homework and help you with being prepared for next class period whenever you bring in your finished draft that we'll be doing a peer revision on. So, hope you have a great day, and I will see you next class period. If you have any questions, email me. I know that y'all are being awesome for Ms. Barnett. If you would like the opportunity to earn extra credit, tweet a picture with the hashtag KellerHSReads that has a picture of your blackout poetry. So, tweet it, extra credit, easy little option right there. Okay? So, have a great day.